It's only.
I feel like they.
Why you have to be mad?
Sorry, what was that?
Is he in Nashville? Am I close geographically?
They've
The
been cooking it
contracts.
up.
The contracts are coming in.
No one knows what he is. He's a big orange monster
What's
with
he?
googly eyes.
He's
and
a gritty.
Okay.
little.
The Florida lead.
What do you think of Owen's bracket? Do you remember it?
It's hopeful.
Well, I have some stuff recorded, so maybe we can throw that into the outtake, I guess.
Yeah,
Whatever. Be like, what the
I mean, I
hell?
also have stuff recorded, but I don't have the overlay, so.
The fans are just gonna riot if we don't show enough footage of your dad. I know it.
They want.
We're gonna lose it.
More
They want
dad time.
gym time or bust.
Well, we are definitely into the normal recording window now.
The Ford F-150 Final 5.
Yeah.
Ford F-150 Final Fight. The McDonald Minute.
The McNugget
I don't know what
minute.
they call it.
Yeah.
I don't know what they call it in Ottawa. I haven't been to a game in a while.
I don't know if every team has something for that.
Well, now I have the Dunkin' Power Play, so it shows the Dunkin' Donuts logo at the top of the scoreboard.
Ooh,
During the Power Play.
Dunkin'
get
Power
scored on.
Play doesn't really like roll off the tongue that well.
Well, it's just the
Oh.
Power Play brought to you by Dunkin'.
Oh, brought to you by
And the
now
first
that's
goal,
better.
this goal was brought to you by Audi. We have Nesson has so many.
I feel like I remember watching Nets and Series. Everything is brought to you by something.
Yeah.
like-
Like on
yeah, it's like-
TSN, watching
how many-
TSN, it's all just TSN. Brought to you by
Right.
TSN.
Like when they first go into the game, they show outside TD Garden or whatever, and then they have all the things pop up like brought to you by, and they go through like 10 different things.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I know. I'm always like, wow, this is a different experience than like the
That's
Vegas
local
games.
broadcasting, right?
Yeah.
That's local, homegrown broadcasting.
We go Minnesota.
Boo, Minnesota. They're so good though. But honestly, Emerence Mashmeyer, that Ottawa goaltender, she is putting on a clinic. Like only her third game because one of them got postponed. But she is a very good goalie that I knew. Obviously, not a ton of names going into the women's hockey scene, but the only goalie I'd heard of was Renee Desbiens, the Canadian one that now plays for Montreal, who is Vazzy Wah levels of like fame, like prestige in Renee Desbiens. So it's cool to see like I guess more of the stars or like rising stars or people that are just really good at hockey and also happen to be women like have a place to show those skills. It's been enjoyable. Only the third game so far, but it's a
I
blast.
basically only know Hillary Knight and Lauren Gable on the Boston.
Right.
team.
Lauren Gable.
Good players though. Good ones to know.
Yeah.
Um,
Wasn't Lauren MVP of the previous league?
I think.
Probably.
I feel like you mentioned that previously, so that sounds about
Or
right.
she won some award maybe. I know they won the cup. Or no, the Six won the Isabel Cup.
Maybe
I wonder what they're gonna call
MVP
it
of the
this
playoffs or something like that.
Yeah, maybe.
Also,
Very
have,
good.
Have
Very good
we
hockey player
have
to
we
go with.
started the podcast?
Oh, we've started.
yet?
Oh yeah.
That was the cold open.
Because I didn't say,
That
welcome
it's
to
the
the
Owen
Red
Loves
Loves Hockey
Hockey
Podcast,
Podcast? Yeah,
episode
yeah,
25,
yeah.
brought to you by Dean and Owen.
The Dean Hates Brendan and Owen podcast.
Oh my goodness.
Brought to you by Dunkin' Donuts.
By Audi and your local TD Garden Centers. I don't know. What do you have in Boston?
Rodenheiser Plumbing is a big one.
Rodenheiser. That's a good one. Yeah, I definitely
Rodenheiser, I don't know.
Sam
have
Adams,
never seen that before. Yep.
Yeah, we
Dean
did. Sam Adams.
Boston Lager.
Do you have any sponsored bits in Vegas that you can remember? I don't remember any of ours in Ottawa. I don't think there's anything. We do have a score 4 goals, get a $4 pizza from, I want to say Saint Hubert, but I think that's our grocery store. So maybe, oh no, it's from Gabriel's Pizza, which is an
Gabriel's
Ottawa
Pizza.
chain, apparently.
We have the Taco Bell Take.
Yep.
Taco Bell
Taco Bell
Take.
Take. Vegas just partnered with McDonald's this year, so if you score a goal in if they score a goal in the first period, you get a free medium fry, I think, next day.
Goal scorer does? That's a cool bonus.
No, not the goal. Well, I'm sure if they ask for it,
They probably also could,
they
like anybody else.
participate. It's like I'm actually the one who
In
got
the Vegas
everybody
metro
else.
area.
So yeah,
Yeah, I just wanted fries for free, and so I figured I'd score.
yeah,
Well, it's
good
fun to have
idea.
those little incentives.
Yeah,
But then
that's
there's
the
tough
incentive for the
ones.
players.
The
French
the problem
fries.
is there. I saw one for the Detroit Pistons who went on a record-breaking losing streak in the NBA, and there was one that was like when the Pistons win, get half-price wings or whatever,
Yeah,
and people sat there like 20 games in a row waiting for wins, and it just did not come.
that was a pretty brutal losing streak, and they were
Well,
like, and they weren't even really playing like that badly. They
they
were
were
just
close.
not. They were just not winning games. I mean,
Yeah,
they got blown out in some of the games, definitely,
right.
but like they kept going to close games and then just not finding ways to win. Pretty brutal.
It's almost beautiful, right? It's like how can you be a professional athlete and like clearly so good and like so much better at basketball than so many people in the entire world,
Yeah.
yet just can't win
Although
a game. Yeah,
tough. And they didn't even have like the number one pick for
yeah.
the next
They had
draft
traded
either.
away their pick. Yeah, yeah.
So that's tough.
Yep. This is a basketball podcast now.
Yeah, that's about the extent of what I know about the current scene of the
Same.
NBA.
More than that.
I know the number one pick from last year is like 7 foot something, and he's pretty
Plays for the
good.
Spurs. Victor
Wembanyama.
Wembanyama. Yep.
Yeah, that's about it. I hear some stuff from my brother because he's more of a basketball fan
Cool.
than any. Well, I mean, he likes football. I would say is probably his number one, but he loosely follows basketball and the Nets. So
Did you
guess
watch any
that
football over the weekend? I'm
Oh,
assuming you
know
watched
it.
the Bills game.
Yeah, no, I pretty much. Well, I didn't watch either of the Saturday games. Or maybe I caught some
You
of
watched
the
the Eagles
evening game.
lose?
Yeah, the Eagles game was pretty funny, and the Cowboys game was funny too.
Yeah.
It was a pretty. I mean, it was a pretty good weekend for me as far as a fan seeing the Dolphins lose. Although that did mean the Chiefs won, which I hate the Chiefs probably more than the Dolphins, just because of recent history. But
Yeah.
the Eagles and the Cowboys both losing was very funny.
Agreed.
I'm sure. Yeah, I'm sure Dean enjoyed that. That's like the Giants Super Bowl, basically.
Yeah.
That's what Gifford was saying too. He's also a Giants fan, so he was having a laugh. But yeah, now it's real. We're in the divisional round and playing the Chiefs again. But we got
Of
we got
course.
home advantage this time. Patrick Mahomes has
Yeah.
never been on the road. He's either played at home or played at neutral sites for the Super Bowl. This is his first
crazy.
away game, which
For the playoffs.
yeah, for the playoffs.
Yeah. Crazy.
So I just really don't want to be sad after that game. Like, please win that game. I can't take any more of the Chiefs, especially
Cut to
poisoning the Super Bowl.
next Sunday night when
Yeah,
Brendan
by the
is either
time
crying
actually,
or crying.
This will be out probably before the game. But next recording session we'll know, and we'll see if I'm devastated and can't even talk about hockey.
See if we're
You
buying
want-
Super Bowl tickets or if yeah.
I got one more round to go. If they win,
Right, but you'd be committed to it. Once they win the next one, they're bound. If they beat the Chiefs, they can beat anybody.
Maybe. That sounds nice. We're pretty
Brandon's going to the
depleted
Super
right
Bowl.
now on the defensive side of the ball.
Everybody is. It's the end of the football season, and it's football.
Not the Chiefs. They're
The sport
looking
that
pretty
kills
good.
people.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
Yeah, that's fair. They are very good and have been very good.
Stupid Chiefs.
Who do you want to win the Super Bowl if it's not the Bills?
If it's not the Bills, I guess I would go with either. Well, from the NFC, I'd say either Green Bay or Detroit.
I agree with those.
Green Bay would be
I'd like to see the
really
Niners win.
funny because, of how many fans would be pissed off. Like, Green Bay is kind of like my second team, so that would be
I would
pretty,
like them too.
pretty good. And the Lions, just because they've never even made it to a Super Bowl, and
That would be cool.
Yeah.
with the magic of this year, it would be pretty special. If I had to pick an AFC team that wasn't the Bills, I'd have to go with the Texans because they also have never made the Super Bowl before, and
Yeah.
C.J.
The Ravens
Stroud
over the
is
Texans.
him. What'd you say, Dean?
But I'd prefer the Ravens over the Texans.
The
I think
Ravens?
Ravens or Texans would both be fun.
Yeah,
That Ravens team is.
I'm not really a big Ravens fan, but they
good
have
too.
a
You know what's
pretty
the Chiefs
good
again?
team. So
They were the closest not bad football team to where I grew up.
Nice.
yeah,
Because the
Sam didn't
redacted were
pick
bad.
correctly.
No, he picked the bad team, and then they got worse.
The closest
okay, though.
not bad football team to me, I didn't even pick.
What would it be?
Patriots.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I thought
That's
you were talking
fair,
about where you live now.
Oh.
I was like,
No, I'm thinking when I was growing up.
I'm like, Broncos are definitely bad. So
Yeah.
they don't
What's the
count.
next closest not bad
I'm
team?
not. I'm
Seahawks, I guess?
never gonna like
Niners?
switch my fandom based off where I live. I
Yeah.
think, like once you're a fan of a team, you can't really.
I don't know.
Unless you're,
I feel
just
like
a casual
if you,
fan.
yeah, I mean, you're not gonna move to Vancouver and be a Canucks fan,
Yeah.
but
Well,
I feel
definitely
like
not.
if you were to settle in Portland, you would become a Blazers fan if you wanted to watch basketball,
Oh. Okay, that's fair. Yeah.
right? Like, I
Well,
feel
like-
like you can inherit
Yeah. Well, I
those
mean,
new,
until they played the Celtics, I guess.
right? But then after a couple years,
Yeah. I don't know.
I
That's
guess
true.
it depends on how, like, obviously you'd never betray the Bruins, and
Sure.
I'm pretty sure the Giants are also cemented in there. Like, nothing's really gonna change that.
And even like the Red Sox, just because I didn't watch them a bunch, but like I watched playoff games, like. But like even hockey, it's like I could make the Avs my second team and then root for them as long as they're not playing the Bruins and like be fine.
which
with that.
happens what, twice a year?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or potentially 7 times in the
Yeah.
playoffs.
Right.
Tomorrow
Or
they
9
have to
times,
play.
including the playoffs. Are you going to the game, Dean?
They're playing in Boston, so no.
Are you going to the game, Dean? No, not a cheeky flight to Boston.
Nah.
I don't know.
didn't-
You're Mr. Monopoly over there.
He didn't go when the Bruins came to Denver, so I
That's
fair.
figure he wouldn't go to the Boston game.
I didn't go when the Sens came to Missoula, so
When was that?
it didn't. Yeah,
It was
my dreams.
1904 with
Right,
Peter
right.
McGee.
Yeah.
One-eyed McGee.
I do want to get up for a Calgary game though, versus Ottawa. Obviously, it's only like 6 hours away. It is not too bad.
Yeah, I mean, 6 hours doesn't. It sounds worse than it really is.
So
Like,
far was to college for me.
Right?
yeah. So there you go.
Not even as far as it was for college for me. Right, half as far.
You definitely drove from your house in Virginia to school before, or no?
From Virginia to New York? To
Yeah.
Potsdam? Oh, absolutely. I did it a ton of times.
Yeah, I didn't know if you had always flown or what.
Oh yeah, no, I didn't fly more than probably twice. I drove pretty much every Thanksgiving and then in the summers and stuff.
And there was that time Owen and I didn't leave and we were by ourselves in T3.
That was a good time. Yeah, just chilling in T3. That
On
would have
the
been.
crew.
It must have been Thanksgiving. It was Thanksgiving break that year, right? Or no?
No, it was the random like 4-day weekend.
Previous, or maybe it was like Parents' Weekend or something.
Yeah.
No,
There was
just like when you
something.
get those 2 days off. We got like a Monday, Tuesday or
Like an
whatever.
October thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Tina and I were just chilling in the dorms because that was
Like a month
before I
into the
left for
school year
Saranac.
too. I'm like, I don't need to go home. Just
Right,
go
well,
home.
whatever. I just got here.
I was just talking to Justin about how we did that for freshman year.
And
It
just
was
stayed.
that break. We just stayed, and it was like freezing cold, like negatives pretty much the whole
Oh, damn.
time. And we went. We took Jameson's Jeep and did Jeep skiing in the parking lot.
I remember seeing videos of that on somebody's phone when we got back from that break.
I
Yeah.
thought freshman year was when we went to Canada. Like me, Justin, Nora.
For the,
I think
are you
that
talking about
was
for the
a weekend. I don't know
Oh
if that
yeah,
was
you
a-
guys.
I don't know
You
if
guys.
that was
weekend? Maybe.
a break.
Yeah. I'm sure the listeners are really enjoying this conversation.
They also feel the nostalgia hits
They're
that
getting
we.
a key in on our personal side rather than
Right.
just our hockey affiliations.
What
which-
made the men behind the podcast?
Yeah, there you go. Have we even? Well, I guess
T3.
we had a little bit of hockey talk at the beginning with the PWHL.
I thought you were going to say, have we discussed how we know each other?
No.
Have I told you about the time I first met Brendan? Because I don't remember. It happened at some point. And then we kept hanging out more at some point.
You probably just
And then
like
we were friends.
you probably just popped your head into Justin and Dean's room, on the floor there, the Kuwak floor, and then that was like, okay, yep, here's a new person. I was probably like, I don't know if I'll see this guy a lot. Well,
Right? Who knows?
now I know.
Minnesota just did a very cool thing in their game against PWHL Ottawa, and they scored shorthanded to release their player from the box, which is really cool, except for that it happened against my team.
I was wondering if that had happened yet, if that rule had been enforced. I hadn't seen it.
I think this is the second time, maybe the
it
third.
had. Yeah, that's cool, though.
Very cool rule.
Just getting a different look. It's like, yeah, if your team's on the PK, you have a little bit more interest in rather than just dumping it.
Right.
People commenting jailbreak on YouTube.
Oh yeah. That's good.
All tied up, 2 goals each, 11 shots each.
Yeah, we're watching. Or it's Wednesday, so that's the game.
Wednesday the
going on right
17th, PWHL Ottawa versus Minnesota. That's an M.
You guys weren't into hockey yet when NBC had Wednesday Night Rivalry, were you?
now. No.
Yeah, but maybe I just remember it from like montages that I've seen on YouTube.
Because yeah, they used to it speaks for itself. Wednesday night they'd have like a rivalry game, but sometimes it'd be like a
Explain
stretch.
it to me, Dean. What is Wednesday night hockey?
No, but sometimes it'd be like a stretch where it'd be like the Bruins against like the Wild, and they like have to come up with a reason these teams hated each other. It was like,
Oh yeah.
I mean, it's every week, so it's like, how many times can you have a rivalry?
Yeah. Well.
So like it would be funny because it would be like Doc doing the intro, and it would be like a historic thing, and like it was cool.
Really
and then,
trying to
yeah,
sell some beef between these two franchises
Yeah.
that just don't care for each other because they're in
Like,
different conferences.
And
It's
the
like, okay.
Bruins stole the Penguins jersey color or something.
Right.
Yeah. And the.
Wouldn't it be the other way around?
Well, yeah, it would be. In that scenario.
With the bees around first? I think. The Pens were in
Pittsburgh,
original,
Pittsburgh uses black and yellow for all of their sports teams.
They
Yeah.
do.
Steelers and.
I like that. I like when a city's consistent like that. I think that's cool.
It's different. I mean, it certainly like adds something a little bit more to
Right,
Like
and not
depth
every
of
team
the-
needs to.
the city, I guess. But yeah, like Boston doesn't have that
All
pretty
over
much
the place.
whatsoever. Green
Right.
for Celtics, black and gold
Red.
for Bruins. Yeah, red/white and blue for Patriots, and I
Red
guess
Sox.
Red Sox are red
Yeah.
too.
I mean,
But
Patriots aren't technically a Boston team anyway. They're New England.
New England,
Okay. They play in Foxborough, Mass, which is Boston adjacent.
Yeah.
if you want to get the technicalities out on it,
Right.
sure.
But
I think.
Well, I mean,
Yeah, I mean,
that apparently makes a big difference because the Washington Capitals becoming the Virginia Capitals.
Allegedly. We
Allegedly.
still
But the
have
Caps
to get
also,
some-
unlike the Commanders, the Caps are actually in DC. Like their building is inside DC, and they would be moving into a different. Because realistically, DC should be a state. Like this isn't a politics show, but if it was, we'd be talking about that. But it should.
Then there'd be
and
51
so-
stars. You can't do that. 50 is
I'm
such
sorry.
a great
No.
number.
You can just get rid of
That's the
Delaware.
worst rebuttal that 50 is a better number than 51. These people don't get to vote. I don't like the number. Make it 52. Put in Puerto Rico too. 52. You can make 52 stars look really good on a flag. I guarantee it.
Not as
Well,
good
Put the
as
two
like
big
that.
ones on the other
Going back
side.
to the NHL, 31 teams like, well, we need another team. That's why Seattle got here so quick.
Yeah.
You can't have
I
31
think
teams.
I think they were planning to do that
No.
for the expansion.
52. We're getting DC and Puerto Rico before 2030 hits. You heard it here first. That's my next prediction on the podcast.
Oh
I mean,
boy.
I got
Mexico's
Jack Hughes to hit
attached.
150 and Puerto Rico and DC to get statehood by 2030. Besides the point, the Commanders are in Virginia already. Or we're in they're in Maryland. FedEx Field, I think, is actually in Maryland. Landover or something. So them moving into a state or declaring a state is a little different from because there's the people that live in DC, other than the president, there are others. They consider it their own little thing. They like their identity. They have a little flag. They have little license plates. So it's an interesting little
I've heard of
nook
those.
of our country. License plates or flags?
Both of them.
Cool. That's impressive, Brendan. I'm
Yeah,
proud of you.
thank you.
Uh,
Yeah, I guess we'll see what happens on that front. I thought that there was a meeting that was going to be happening in early January about the status of that potential move. I haven't heard anything as far as a follow up, so we'll get you more info when we have it or something more concrete. And that's still, looking at 2028 minimum is when they would officially move, I think. So they're gonna at least be in Capital One for a little bit here, even if
for a while.
they do end up moving.
Yeah.
Any other
How-
updates on the Coyotes arena?
I
haven't heard
thought that there was gonna be something around this time. Is that's
Said
kind of what the
January.
rumors were? Is like, yeah, January 2024. We should be expecting to hear more. The latest that we reported on it was that they had purchased, or they had either purchased, or they had considering purchasing attractive land. We said the name of the area, which I'm now not remembering. Maybe we'll throw it up here if I feel like looking. But I haven't gotten anything, official on that. Like, I haven't seen anything from the Coyotes official account. I haven't seen anything from any of the local reporters who are usually pretty on top of this stuff, especially because they don't, it behooves them to know if the team
What's
is
going
sticking
on?
around.
Yeah.
Not
Just
just
a little bit.
not just financially, but also just they're fans of the team too. So I
There's
don't
no
have anything
updated
for you.
articles except a month ago, and it was Mesa,
Mesa, yeah.
northeast Phoenix area. But yeah, no news articles. All of them are from a month ago.
Because I remember from driving there, we went to Northwest Phoenix, right, to get to Glendale. I think is where it is now, or where it was
I think
when it was at
yeah,
Glendale. I guess I don't know where it is now.
Yeah, it was
you're
in
right.
Glendale, Gila River, but now it's
Right,
it's
which was Northwest.
ASU Mullet
Right.
Arena, which is
Yeah.
in Phoenix, I think, right?
Probably.
We're not very good with local Arizona geography.
I will be in
Anyone wants to
Arizona in
correct us, they
February,
can
though.
comment for once or call us.
Yeah, thanks. Did you check the phone lines before we
I
hopped
did.
on?
We have
Dave?
no phone calls.
What's going
no
on, people?
emails.
Come on.
That's a shame.
You gotta
we need
give
to
us
have
something.
it. Is it on underneath? I want it to be
Yeah,
instead
it's
of
in the
my
description.
name. I'm gonna make it my name on Discord so that it's always on the screen.
Nice, that's smart.
Well, then
I don't know what it
we
is,
don't
though.
have your names. The names on here. We just
I'll
have
just make it my
the overlay.
my Twitter handle.
Just write it on your forehead in Sharpie.
There we go.
Get it tattooed. Why would I want it to rub off?
Perfect.
Perfect. We solved it. And I have Dean's fake Google number for our podcast tattooed on my forehead.
It's a real number.
But I should remember to put it backwards so that you can read it when you're looking at me.
It
I
has to be
think.
mirrored.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Perfect. Well, thanks for your sacrifice, Owen, and hopefully we hear from somebody soon.
I better get something cooler than a puck next year. We're getting a tattoo across my forehead for this podcast.
Hey, it was a signed puck by your favorite player.
By my favorite player who has forgotten how to play hockey. He's so bad.
The whole team's
He hasn't
bad.
scored in so long. Claude Giroux has never been bad at hockey in his life, and you better take it back. He is great. He always works hard. He's the hardest worker I've ever seen. I swear he's 16. The guy just his motor does not stop. We're down 7-4. No time left to Colorado, and Claude Giroux's out there busting his ass.
One good player, a good team does not make, however, Owen.
This is
Whether
your goalie,
whether or not
and it's
you think
Connor
he's
Hellebuck.
good.
We
Well-
have 6'7" goaltender Matt Sogard. He is the next Connor Hellebuck.
Can
he
he
did
score
let 7
goals?
goals in. I bet you he could if he wanted to. He just chooses not to. That's not his vibe.
Well,
He's Danish.
That's admirable. What does that
That's
have to
against
do
your
with it?
traditions. You don't know any Danish people, so you don't know.
Do you know any Danish people?
Well, I can't tell you that. The Danes wouldn't want me to.
Uh-huh. That sounds about
don't.
right.
I don't have any Dane
Oh,
friends. I do have a friend named Dane. and he would probably want to meet you. He's pretty cool,
All right, we'll check in
but
on
he's
that
not.
later.
He's not from Denmark.
Oh, okay. Well, never mind then.
Yeah. What's happening in the league as of late? I saw that Dean was excited about something.
Was I?
I think so.
You're talking about you were talking about Hellebuck.
You're about to be excited about something when you
Yeah,
tell
we were
us.
talking.
Find something exciting, Dean.
Oh yeah, we were talking about Hellebuck. But yeah, I don't think he's the only reason Winnipeg is still doing well.
I don't think so either.
Their streak still continues. They are
30
getting Kyle
32
Connor back as
games.
well. Even though Shifley is now going on IR, so they kind of just flip flopped.
But Gabe Velarde is so good.
But they also still have their streak of 3 goals or less for however many games it's been now. And also, like the past
32.
month, they haven't let
32.
in more than 2 goals in any game.
Wow.
And if you can go further than that if you count just regulation, because they won, I don't know, lost one, whatever, 3-2 to the Oilers. So only letting the Oilers score 3 is like, so I guess lost.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
Vegas was the team that was before the streak started. They beat them 5-2, and then that's when they started their whole.
That's when Vegas was like
streak.
still probably 10-0 or whatever.
Right, that
Feels like a
30
long
whatever
time
games
ago.
ago. Yeah. Yeah, I mean they're oh wow, what a crazy dangle in this women's game. Short attention span. But I feel like that Winnipeg team might actually have the legs to do something in the playoffs this year, as long as they keep healthy, right? Shifley's out, and hopefully he'll come back. I don't know. I haven't looked at how long he's going to be out for, but we're still early enough in the season that I feel like most injuries, unless I've heard that he's out for the season, there's a chance he'll be back for playoffs. I feel like that could be a team coming out of the Central because I don't, other than Dallas.
I
Yeah,
mean, my
like,
worry is Hellebuck.
The mild or mild.
I guess, because he's played
Yeah.
32 games of their 43. So,
That's
I mean, it's a lot.
right, but I feel like, I mean, we haven't seen it, but there have been seasons in the past where goalies play, 60 games, 70 games or whatever.
That's kind of
It's crazy,
we're
but like,
straying away from that. It used to be like goalies would play every game, but like
right.
then it started to be like 65 maybe, and then now it's like in the 50s. I feel like it's normal.
yeah.
But if anyone's gonna do it, it's a Hellebuck. It's a Vasilevsky on a good year, right? Like how much summer did Hellebuck have last year? Like did the Jets make the playoffs last year?
We beat them first round.
In the first round? So they had plenty of summer, right? Plenty for Hellebuck to recover.
Yeah, and the backup for them is Laurent Brossoit, Stanley Cup champion with the Vegas Golden Knights. So
he's not bad.
Yeah, he's doing pretty well for them too. Like obviously Hellebuck hasn't started 32 straight games. Like Brossoit is also stopping pucks. And I'm sure a lot of it has to do with the defensive structure, but not all of it. I don't know how you can say that that's the case. Like
I mean, just look at the
goalies
stats.
can have a bad
I don't
night.
have him in front of me, but I mean, the guy's ridiculous.
Yeah,
he keeps pucks out of nets.
No, they've been both doing really well. So good for them. Yeah, Kyle Connor coming back now is great. That's just like helping them score even more, which like they haven't been. I feel like they haven't been scoring like at really high bunches, but they haven't been letting in many goals, so they keep winning. Like they've only they've lost a couple games. Like I think they lost a 1-0 game maybe. They lost maybe like a 2-1 game or something recently as well. But then they're just doing enough to get the wins. So bringing in probably their strongest player offensively is going to be huge for them. So
yeah,
they're still first in the league with points too. I don't know if it's by points percentage. Maybe Vancouver's played a game less or so.
No, they're highest in points percentage.
So there you go.
Yeah,
I'd say that's pretty good. This is definitely the best Winnipeg Jets team that there probably has ever been.
Well, that I've ever seen for sure.
So, yeah, you got to feel pretty good if you're a Jets fan, or obviously the team feels like they're doing pretty well.
Yeah. Talking about playoffs now, where I just just taking a look. We're pretty much halfway or just over halfway for all the league. Sens are behind because we have barely played any games, but we've lost all of them. But most people are past 42, right?
Yep.
So right now, we got our teams locked in, sort of. Boston, right? Top of the Atlantic, followed by Florida, Toronto. Met, you got New York, Rangers.
Top of the East, actually.
Top of the East, sorry, and top of the Atlantic. Rangers, Flyers, Canes. Who knows? Out of those 6 teams, who do you think? I mean, I feel like there's an easy answer. Who do you think is going to lose their playoff spot?
I think we talked about this last week, and I said Flyers.
But they're still there. Granted, it's been 1 week.
That's also how I feel about like the Canucks, where like their PDO was like it was 104, and then it went up to 105, and it's like teetering on 106 now. It's like you can't be like lucky for this long. It's like maybe it's not luck, but how are you getting like the save percentage and shooting percentage like, that high for so long? It's half the season. Like
Yeah.
Right. And that's, I guess, kind of the point I'm trying to make is that we're halfway through the year.
Maybe they'll lose in the first round. Like, I don't know.
You tell me the Flyers are on pace for 100 points? That's crazy.
That is crazy. I don't know. I feel like I can't just automatically say I think the Flyers are going to drop out. One, because I haven't been watching Flyers games, so I really don't know how well they're actually playing. And 2, they're still here. Like, I don't know. They're fighting. Clearly, Tortorella cares a lot about the team, like, giving it their all. He doesn't give a shit about, where the expectations were for the team, or where the team thought they were in the rebuild.
They're just there playing hockey.
Yeah, they're playing hockey. Yeah. They're getting the wins that a lot of people, myself included, didn't think that they were going to get this year. So, I don't know if I have anybody out of those drop out.
Well, statistically, Toronto's the most likely. They only
I know.
That's the one. I mean,
they're on a 4-game skid.
You have Detroit at 49. You have Tampa at 49. I mean, both of them are right on their heels. And then if they drop out in the Met, you have the Pens at 48 and the Cavs at 48 and the Isles at 48. I mean, and they're all within a game or two of each other. And the Devils are right there, right? And the Devils can go on a run, right? Right now, the Devils only have a -2 goal differential right now. Ahead of them, right? We talked about earlier, the Cavs at a -24 and the Isles at a -20. So like, clearly, this team can turn it around, and they only have 41 games. They have 3 in hand against the Isles, so they can make some room, right? I mean, it would be crazy. There would be riots in the street if Toronto did make the playoffs this year, right?
Maybe they finally make changes.
I mean, they'd have to,
Marner.
Right?
You gotta do something.
Because, like, the Bruins are gonna make the playoffs, it seems like. Unless, I mean, barring catastrophe.
Actually, I'm gonna pull up money.
Bruins are making the playoffs.
Discuss.
Don't even bring that Omen into the world, Owen.
Right. So the Panthers, though, 663 points percentage, they're right there with Boston. They've won more games than Boston.
Boston out of 43. Has a 97.4% chance to make the playoffs. Also, Edmonton's at 95.6, and they were at like 25% a month ago.
Oh, I mean, the Edmonton rise has been crazy. They're not even in a guaranteed spot right now. I mean, they're in a
11-game win streak right now.
Crazy.
They have an 8% chance to win the cup.
8.
Boston only has a 4.
Yeah, I don't try to put too much stock into the money puck percentages, especially like, what they were
40 games out from the end of the season,
and what they were like giving, like even in the playoffs last year, like people keep updating it as like the rounds were going on and as the games were going on. Like, Vegas loses game 1 against Winnipeg. It's like, oh, look at this, Winnipeg's gonna destroy these guys, and then it's like, okay, Vegas skated by this round. Let's give them maybe a decent chance to make it to the next round, but pretty much the whole way up until like the finals, where it's like, all right, yeah, they're probably going to beat Florida, but and that's just one example. I know there's been other teams that have followed their numbers across the season. It's like, yeah, look at where we were, and these numbers are just a guesstimate. Obviously there's there's some legitimate statistics going on. I'm not trying
But
to
there's also the
discredit
St.
that.
Louis Blues, right? You know,
Yeah,
last in the league,
Even
and you
even if
win
you
the cup.
watch the game while it's going on, it'll be like a chance for the team to win that night. It's like 90%, and then they lose or whatever. It's like it's only
What does that
it's
even
still a
mean? Yeah.
chance. I mean, yeah,
Right.
10% doesn't mean 0, so it's like
Right.
it's rare, but
Owen, what
rare things
percent do
happen.
you think the Senators have to make the playoffs, according to Money Puck?
Probably 0.2.
I was gonna say 1.
1.8. They're the lowest team that isn't 0. They gave Columbus, Anaheim, Chicago, and the Sharks a 0% chance.
We have 7 fewer points than the Blue Jackets. We should not have a
Oh,
higher
but
percent.
you've played a lot less games. I don't know.
But our
That's
points percentage is still lower.
that's
I don't know.
brutal.
Advanced analytics, baby.
Yeah, we have the lowest points percentage in the East. The West is very top heavy, bottom heavy, so their bad teams are way worse and good teams are way better. So it's weird over there.
You have a 6.5% chance to get the first overall pick.
We do? Macklin.
Sharks at 20.7.
No thanks.
Slacking for Macklin.
Where would you want him to go out of the Sharks, Blackhawks, Ducks, or Columbus? Blackhawks, right? That's where you want to
You
see
didn't
him?
say the Ottawa Senators.
Blackhawks.
Yeah, well, I'm just saying the bottom feeders. I guess we'll put Montreal and Ottawa in there.
We are, dude, we're bottom feeders. I'm sorry.
You have games in hand, so there's hope.
Even I'm not that dumb.
Yeah, look at
Winnipeg,
this guy.
Chicago,
He's been
Anaheim,
broken.
Columbus,
I figured it
Ottawa,
out.
Montreal, those 6.
I want him to go to Columbus.
Yeah.
Not Ottawa.
Well, I mean, obviously, I want him to come to Ottawa, but like, if I can't pick Ottawa,
I'd say the Sharks. I know you hate the Sharks as a Vegas fan, but
I think the Sharks would be cool. I mean,
Or
I
the
think you're
Ducks.
basically not Chicago and not Montreal, and I don't
Mhm.
care. After
not
those two, I
Ottawa.
don't care. Why do you? Why? You have so many points. You're winning all your games. Why do you even care about us? You can't even see us from the top of the leaderboards. Look the other direction.
It's all
we
personal.
need talent.
It doesn't actually mean anything, you know. Obviously, I'm not gonna put the Sens as my last one, but I don't think I don't have them first either. I would definitely pick the Blue Jackets.
Yeah, I'd like to see the Blue Jackets get better. That'd be fun.
I'd definitely have San Jose before Chicago, even though I don't like San Jose. Like,
Everyone hates Chicago.
I just want to see Chicago suffer.
Yeah.
Honestly.
So I guess where do the Ducks fit in there? Are they right in the middle?
Ducks, yeah, they're probably like.
And then would you put Montreal?
I'd probably put I'd probably put Ducks and then Montreal. So Ducks at 2 and Montreal at 3. Or maybe I'd probably put the Senators before the Canadians. Sure, we'll give them 3. I don't really have like strong feelings about the Canadians. I just don't really like. I don't hate them, even though like I obviously root for the Bruins, but I don't like them that much either. Like I'm not really super enamored with a lot of their core. They got some fun young guys. Obviously, Suzuki was a Vegas prospect that got traded in the Pacioretty deal, but he never played for Vegas.
Scored tonight.
So
Canadians up 2-0.
There you go. Yeah, Slavkovsky scored, I think.
Slav and Wah. J. Wah. Unless he's not French, then it's Roy. But I don't know where he's from.
I'd say safe bet. Wah.
And Panthers up 2-1 on the Wings, which I will take. More Wings losing is better for me. Another Reinhardt goal,
You do have hope.
shorthanded.
Why do you care if the Red Wings
33.
lose if you already have lost hope for the season, Owen?
Oh, because if I can't win, I don't want them to win either.
That was what I was gonna say for you.
I'd much rather Pittsburgh, Tampa, and Washington, and the Isles and the Devils, any of those teams make the playoffs before Detroit. Because that means that their rebuild's over before ours, and I don't want that to happen. Because ours is supposed to be over. We said that 2 years ago. But
or
granted,
they
that
do
guy got fired.
the even worse thing where they make the playoffs and think their rebuild's over, like Montreal did, and then they just screw themselves over because they start buying, and then they realize they don't have what they need.
It'd be so lame to be 7th in the East. Ugh, I'd hate that.
Yeah.
10th in the East. That's where it's at.
That's the sweet spot.
I guess 10th in the wild card race, 16th in the East.
Yeah. Oh gosh.
Not 10th.
How about
No,
first?
not quite.
That sounds good.
Yeah. Some of us get that. Oh well.
Vegas isn't even first in the Pacific right now.
Cry me an actual river.
They've been on a bit of a skid here. Got some injuries.
Got 4-6-0 in the last 10.
Eichel's now week to week, so that's a bummer.
He
Carlson's
got
been
surgery,
out.
right?
Yeah, he had surgery. I don't know if they disclosed. I think they just said a lower body surgery. So
Yeah.
that's something. But yeah, so we've had some guys out. Brisson.
It's got to feel good to see
got
the
his
Kings
first
falling
game.
underneath you though, too, right?
They've started to lose recently, yeah, which has been nice.
They're 1-5-4 in their last 10.
Vancouver, I feel like they keep winning.
Well, yeah.
Anyways, so I'd like them to lose too, but they can't all lose. I don't think.
Unless you're winning.
Sure, that sounds good. That's ideal for me. We'll see how they make through this period where they're stuck with the injuries, and hopefully they get out of it. Maybe find some good young players that can step in. Brisson is he just made his NHL debut in the Predators game. Didn't have much of an impact, but I asked Gifford about it because I wasn't able to watch the game. Actually, that's when the Bills game was going on. So he said the speed was pretty good, but he was only playing like third line minutes, so didn't get much of a look. But he's been a prospect we've been looking forward to seeing make his debut for a while now. So good to see him finally getting the call, and hopefully he provides a positive impact. We'll see that.
Yeah. It's good to see those young guys come up. We sadly haven't been able to have, just like 5-10 minute debuts. Guys come up and have to play, a full 20 minutes. It's tough sometimes, but you get to see what they're made of pretty quickly.
Yeah.
If you don't ruin them by letting 7 goals go in on their first NHL game of the year.
Trial by fire.
It's the Avs, so right? What are you really going to expect?
NHL.
Yeah. Yep. Like it's going to be tough.
How about some jersey news? There's actually been a little bit going on.
Ooh.
First, the All-Star jerseys have been revealed.
Yeah.
They are
Amazing.
they're awful.
Their jerseys.
They are horrendous. They're terrible. I hate them. I don't think this is a very unpopular opinion that I'm having, but they were, I guess, designed by Justin Bieber's company. I don't know if it's like his actual designs.
The name of the company.
Yeah. So
They're starting to grow on me.
Really?
A little bit.
Have you seen the back?
Yeah.
That's the
No,
part
I
that
saw the back.
made him.
Yeah.
It grew on him.
Oh gosh.
Yeah. Honestly, the back made it a little bit better.
No. The back.
I don't know. They're weird.
So
but
the
like,
name bars for the uninitiated.
Yeah.
I'm sure we'll
weird.
throw up some images for the YouTube viewers, but for the audio listeners, so I guess I'll start with the front. There's 4 colors, which they haven't done 4 jerseys too recently. Usually just 2 sets, like they did last year with the reverse retro versions. But this year, 4
What are
sets.
the 4 different colors?
It's red, yellow, blue, and white. I want to say.
If one of them was green, I would love it way more.
They don't have green, but they
Where's my
have
green,
a
love?
big ass yellow star with the NHL logo sort of thrown in there. They've got the Adidas 3 stripes running down the arms, which we hadn't seen. And I think when Adidas first announced that they were going to be the new manufacturer, a lot of people figured we would see that sort of branding, which we haven't until now. So that's there, and then the back. The name bars are on the bottom of the jerseys, which I guess has also happened in an All-Star game, but it was like a while ago, maybe in the 80s. I can't remember.
And they're lowercase.
And they're lowercase, yeah.
And it's like
Which is,
white
I think
font
it's cool and
on
niche.
like a black like oval kind of background. Like
Yeah,
it's
and the
like
numbers are
rounded.
like the font is just very strange.
It
And
gives me Super Mario Sunshine vibes.
it gives me a child designed these vibes, like straight out of your journal.
I think you don't see things that children draw often enough because it doesn't normally look that good. The lines are not that straight.
Well, I guess just the inspiration.
Yeah.
I feel like when I saw
But
the
what's wrong
front,
with being like fun
I
and light?
I thought the
But they
front was
look awful.
like they tried to make them look kind of good and missed the mark. And then I saw the back. I'm like, maybe they're just trying to make them like satirically ugly.
I think they're not trying to make them ugly. Like they're just trying to make them weird. Like it's the All-Star game. Make a weird jersey.
No, you don't make a weird jersey. You make a good jersey that people are gonna buy.
Well, we're just gonna go make more Kachina jerseys for the All-Star
I mean,
game.
people bought more Meth Bear Bruins jerseys. Like,
But that's
there's a
different
time and a
because
place
it's
for ugly jerseys.
Yeah,
but
it's a
that's
one-off
throwback
thing.
logo. Like it's a nostalgic thing.
Yeah.
And I think
I don't know.
I do think people unironically like that logo too. Like it's not, I don't think many people are saying that the current like Carl's Jr. esque logo is like,
I think
very good.
Get the pants, get the socks, get the gloves. Get the full kits.
the
Right.
I want those
uniform,
full
yeah.
kits to double down again and make it even more.
Yeah. Make it all blue. Make it all red. That's cool.
That's probably
right?
what it's gonna be.
It looks like a Chell make a team or whatever, but like whatever. That's kind of cool.
No, I'm sorry, can't get behind it. They look terrible. Like last year's.
Okay. You don't have to be a fan.
Last year's
I-
the reverse retros, which were the old like Eastern and Western Conference ones with the like diagonal striping. I think those look great. I have those. They're right.
But you're not going to do that every year, right?
No, I'm not saying do that again. I'm just saying they've hit really well on some All-Star jerseys before, and
Yeah.
these ones they absolutely missed.
In
Like-
your opinion.
Yeah, no. I mean, I don't know if it's really in my opinion. I think it's pretty much true. But
Brent-
sure.
Hockey decider.
Yeah, I pretty much I know everything.
You got more jerseys than me, so I think that math works out.
Quantitatively, I have the upper hand.
The advantage, yeah. You probably also looked at more images of jerseys than I have in
That's
my life.
definitely true. But no, I don't really think that it's an objective thing. I'm sure some people really like them, especially Toronto fans who are excited to have their team represented at the All-Star
school
game,
children.
their city and stuff. Yeah, and the children. Whatever. I guess it's all for the children, isn't it? If the children
I mean, the
like it-
All-Star game is for the
That
kids.
is true.
No, I've definitely
It is
argued that
not
point. I've definitely argued that point.
I want it to be the real for the real fans, but it is unequivocally for the kids. You can't tell me them taking wristers at surfboards is for hardcore hockey fans. Right?
It's supposed to be for fun, I'm
Oh,
sure
yeah, it's for fun. It's for fun.
adults can have fun too, though.
Right.
Which I like to have fun.
You just don't like wearing fun jerseys.
I like wearing fun jerseys, the ones that I think are fun, not the ones that are,
Yeah.
gonna get
We
me,
like playing Super
on
Smash
a
Bros. With
registry or something.
no items, with no fun stages, and with stock. We don't like to have fun.
No
here.
fun.
No fun, Brendan.
You're really doing this now. You're really bringing this onto the podcast.
Oh, 4 years later. Oh, do either of y'all remember what apartment number we were in Woodstock? I was thinking, and I could not for the life of me remember our apartment number
I
or
want to
what
say
building.
it's 8. I think it was building 8, so I want to say like 8001 or 8002 maybe.
Wait,
I don't have a confirmation. I have no clue.
Yeah, no.
I don't know if we could even find that out.
Right.
I mean,
maybe
at
there's a picture
Cartoon
from
University.
us,
Go
maybe.
to Woodstock Building 8. Go up a flight of stairs and tell us what number is on the.
I don't
door.
even remember it was 8 though. Go to the apartment that we lived in. You'll find it.
We have some photos of it. I'm sure none of the other buildings look exactly like that on the
They all
inside.
modeled to look identical.
Yeah.
I wonder if we'll ever. It would be fun. Dean, we're gonna move
Brendan
into
should go
Brendan's
back
house.
to
What?
Gold Out at one point.
Oh, going to Kogo would be fun. I was saying that we should just move in with Brendan, Dean.
Oh yeah, we can do that.
I don't think I have the room.
I mean, look
Actually,
at all the
fine.
floor space behind you. I can put a mattress right there.
Yeah, I'd like to put one on top of his.
Yeah, bunk buddies.
Bug buddy.
What about all your stuff, though? You know,
I can just throw that coat rack behind you. There's nothing important on there. I can just put that
Yeah,
on the ground.
chuck that
I can
out.
sleep
Leave
on
that-
those. I don't need a
Yeah.
mattress.
Cut them up into little strips to make it easier.
Yeah,
Cut?
it was warm.
Cut with a knife.
I actually just ordered. I should be having a second rack delivered tomorrow.
Yeah, I think I was about to say you are at that point, if not past.
Yeah.
It'd be so funny if that just collapses.
You gotta let him breathe a little bit.
Yeah, I didn't really have much of a choice, but I was like, yeah, I'm gonna have to get one because I've got over 100 jerseys on that rack. You can see it's Boeing.
What is the weight rating? Yeah.
Yeah, there definitely is a weight rating, which I don't know what it is, but I
Want
don't
that bar
know.
to snap
how much
while
they
we're
weigh.
recording.
Right.
A fly like lands on the middle of it, and it's like, well, that's it.
That's the weight of being famous, Brendan.
It's got more bend left in it. I can see.
I didn't realize I was famous.
Dean took statics and dynamics. He knows
Yeah.
everything about the rigidity of that beam.
Well, it really only be statics because there's no.
It's not
motion
moving.
involved.
We're hoping it's not moving.
Yeah.
It's not moving yet.
Uh-oh. You guys hear that? Crotch.
Yeah.
In other jersey news, the Lightning, they have done this before, but I guess the jerseys in the past have not been available for retail. They're doing this for I think it's Jasperilla. I think I'm pronouncing that correctly, which is like
Gasparilla,
Gasparilla. Sorry.
I
So-
think.
Either way, it's a a traditional thing for Tampa. There's like a lot of pirate lore and stuff, so it's like a pirate themed sort of celebration, dating back to 1904. I guess was the first time that they did that. So in honoring that, they've announced jerseys for the event. They're gonna have I think they're gonna have a night, but they're not gonna be wearing, like, the Lightning won't be wearing the jerseys at all.
Not allowed to.
Yeah, not allowed to. But they are
No
able
fun.
to sell them. So they're gonna sell 1904 of them, of these
that's cool.
jerseys they got like a black skull in the middle with the Lightning logo, and they look kind of neat. I'm
The
not
pirate
gonna
wheel
buy them.
on the shoulders.
Yeah, the the stereotypical wheel.
Ship's wheel. Yeah.
They've done pirate jerseys before. Like I know they haven't been sold, but like you said, have they made jerseys for this event in the past?
That's what it sounded like based on what I was reading. I haven't
Wonder if we
seen
I think I remember one.
any other ones, but
Mm. I figure it'd always be pirate themed then, because I don't know what else you would do.
yeah,
It's like a
Yeah.
pirate themed holiday almost in Tampa. I've heard of it before. They have like, they like boat parades and stuff and car parades and I don't know, whatever they do in Tampa.
it's got to have a parade, whatever it is.
No, multiple. Yeah.
Yeah.
Everyone dresses up like a pirate.
Everybody's got peg legs and parrots and arg mateys and eye patches.
They have those.
And rum.
Yeah, lots of it, probably.
Like I saw like there's other pirate jerseys. Oh, 2023, and it's basically the same jersey.
Well, isn't
Yeah,
it
for $75.
$75? This one's not being sold for $75. I can tell you that. It's like 220 or 30. I know part of the
So wait till
proceeds
next year.
go to
Basically, like
cleaning
the-
up after the day.
Oh,
Hmm.
that's cool.
Here, I'll send this in the chat.
So pretty neat. Oh yeah, I think I feel like I have seen this one before.
Yeah, yeah.
Basically
That's the same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
White
It's
and
pretty
black,
similar.
and there's no like. Well, they did the black and white logo this year on the grass.
Yeah, without the gold or whatever that is.
Yeah, so they've probably done like pretty similar ones before, but that slightly different themes
The
and
black jersey with yellow.
Yeah. Gives me some like Buccaneers vibes.
yeah, right. That's what when I first saw it, I thought they were doing like a crossover with the Buccaneers, but um, it's obviously not the case. But
Yeah.
obviously the Buccaneers were inspired by this event. That's why they're
Right.
pirate
The
themed and all
Buccaneers.
that. And
Yeah.
they've
It's
got
like
the
the
ship.
20,
It's very loud.
23 season they
I've been
wore
there.
it on the ice.
What
That was before you
22, 23 you said?
Yeah.
That was
They
before
were
you
the
weren't allowed to have fun.
black ones with the yellow numbers
Just
on
for
the back.
warm-ups though, I assume. Yeah, they're just warm-up jerseys, so they won't be wearing them in any games, so pretty much any jersey collector as far as like on ice stuff is not going to really bother with it. But if you're a Lightning fan and if you want to celebrate that event, it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So that's a little jersey news there. And then the last one, which actually I just saw this a little bit before we hopped on. I don't know if you guys clicked the link for these. There's supposedly a new third jersey for the Sharks coming, which they currently have their like black one, which is like the Evolve, and this is also a black based jersey, but it's gonna have their like fin logo as the crest, which I don't think they've done before. So that's kind of neat, and it's got another like a new shoulder patch looks like too.
I like what I see.
I like it too. It's not we haven't gotten an image of the full jersey yet, but we pretty much have all the details parsed out. We can throw it up. But I think it looks pretty cool. I'd probably get that if it was discounted at some point. So that's cool. Like I really don't have that many Sharks jerseys actually. Like I don't have any of their like teal, like their home jerseys. I just have their two reverse retros and then the black one, which is the current alternate. Which actually I don't know if they even have worn that one this year or not. Maybe they haven't, and that's why they're going to be doing the new one.
The new third, yeah.
Which I think Tampa also retired their black alternate jersey, which and I thought I had seen a leak for that as well for a new one, which I think was received pretty poorly, but I can't remember what it looked like. I might have to find it again. I think I probably saw it on the hockey jersey subreddit, but yeah, the it didn't sound like it was much of an improvement, unfortunately.
I feel like there's limited. I mean, unless you're going way outside the box, which we've seen and talked about, either works out or doesn't. There's only so much you can do with hockey jerseys, right? There's only so many logos you got, and especially if it's not like for an event, it's just like a third jersey. Like I feel like that's kind of a hard niche because you want it to be interesting, but it can't be like too interesting. I don't know.
Oh, here we go. Now I don't know if this has been confirmed, but here's the one that I'll throw it in the chat. The one that I found, which I don't think is very interesting. This is the Fanatics version, but it's a black jersey.
It gives me Jets vibes
with some weird striping, and then it's got looks like either a new Tampa logo or reusing an old one. I don't think that's an old
Tampa
logo,
Bay Lightning Hockey Club. Yeah,
The sleeves give me Ranger vibes.
Yeah, I would agree.
I guess it looks gray to me more than it looks black.
Yeah.
It might just be the picture, but it looks like Jets gray.
I think it is more of a black probably, but who knows? This is unconfirmed. I haven't seen anything more on this since. Like I don't even know if Aesthetics had a video on it. Maybe they did. They usually cover like jersey news like this. But yeah, I think a lot of people have not really liked their black alternate that they use right now. It's kind of bland, which I thought that I liked it when I first was like getting into jerseys. That's the one that I got as like to start my Cup champion collection.
Oh yeah,
because that was the first one that I decided to do it. So I got a Braden Point alternate jersey.
Yeah.
And then after like getting it and looking at it a little bit more, I'm like, yeah, I actually really don't like this jersey that much. It's kind of bland. I just Lightning jerseys in general, I'm usually a little uninterested by. Like their home and away are pretty boring.
I feel like they could do more.
Yeah.
What are like
It
crazy
feels the
lightning
same as like a
ones?
Leafs jersey. It's just like,
Yeah, the
It's got a
reverse
logo?
retros were pretty
That's
good.
it.
Like the ones
Oh,
last year
right.
had the lightning bolt, which were pretty nice. That was like obviously a throwback to
Ones
the
with like
original
the
third.
lightning on the sleeves.
Yeah,
yeah, that was so
and the
cool.
rain and stuff.
Like
Like
the
yeah, those
storm?
ones were
Yeah.
different. But and also like just the logo itself, like their primary logo, the way that they have it on the like the crest of the jersey, it's very like flimsy because it's not like a full thing. It's just like the bolt and then like the little outline. So it's not really like a full logo like this one
Yeah.
where like
Sure.
everything's
Kind of
together.
like the Centennial Bruins jersey. The logo's more soft. Like the Reebok jersey is like stiff. Like you like bend over and it like doesn't move. It's just like a big plate on your chest.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that
I
can
think
be a little
my O is
cumbersome.
pretty flexible, right? Because it's just an O.
Right. Yeah. It's got
So it can
like
bend and
little
like
houses
move
in the
pretty
middle.
easily with you.
Yeah, I do agree. It's kind of a fine line between you don't want it to be so thin where it's like
Right, they're just like a big
it's
square
nothing.
on you.
Yeah, but you don't want it to be like that. Yeah, so blocky where you feel like you can't do anything while you're wearing it.
Right. I feel like that Rangers jersey you have on would be a pretty big block of stiff material for that whole Lady Liberty
It is a little
piece.
bit. I'll just show off.
But I guess it's there's enough towards the top
centered.
that has more room.
Yeah. I mean, it's not like I'm doing any heavy lifting while I'm wearing this.
You're not about to go hit your workout circuit after this in your jersey?
No,
Do some crunches?
not normally in my routine.
Right. In the jersey. It's, afterwards.
Yeah, naturally. Yeah, I'll be hitting the
Naturally.
gym in about an hour.
It's right next to the gaming rig.
Yes, exactly.
Naturally.
Hmm.
What else you got for us, Brendan?
Asking if
Or does Dean have something exciting to say?
Nope. No more exciting things.
While we're on Tampa, this came out from Julien Brisebois, the general manager for Tampa, who reaffirmed his decision to wait on contract talks with Stamkos. He's currently signed, obviously, but pending UFA in the summer. So he had come out during the summer and said that they weren't going to sign him to extension, even though he's their captain and one of the probably the best player they've ever had. It's kind of just I want to evaluate where the team's going to be at, after this season, and then we can go from there as far as what we want to do. But he said they're not going to trade him at the deadline or anything like that. Like they have no intention whatsoever to trade Stamkos this season. They're not going to do that. So any rumors, just because he is a UFA, so pretty much any pending UFA is going to be discussed as far as trade targets no matter what,
Right.
Unless like they're pretty much untradeable as far as the cap hit or
Right.
movement clause or whatever. But
if they get a good package, like if somebody calls them up and says, "Hey, we'll give you this many firsts and this prospect and this, bottom six or whatever," they might.
I don't think so. This seems pretty definitive to me. And
Chicago calls up and says you could have Connor Bedard for Steven Stamkos, they would say yes, please, and then hang up the phone and move on with their day, right? Like,
okay, but
it's your captain, but
they're not doing that though.
Right, but then I'm saying that there is a level to which they would. So, where's that line?
I think you can make
You'd
the
have to
argument about
ask him.
anything. McDavid could get traded if
Sure,
someone offered enough. It's just not going to happen.
anybody can get traded because Gretzky.
I mean, there was
left.
also like some animosity between Stamkos and the team, like last time he was a free agent, because there was a whole thing I remember with like the contract negotiations, and Stamkos wasn't happy, and like I don't think he's a pretty quiet guy, but I remember him going to the media and like talking about it. And I
Was that
then he
before
stayed
the
with
Cups?
team.
Yeah,
I don't remember.
I'm pretty sure it was.
Didn't seem that long ago, but who knows?
So I feel like Cups make it a little easier to deal with.
Yeah, like I feel like if Stamkos wants to go somewhere else, like he can. And again, it wouldn't be super surprising again, just based off the history. But I feel like at this point in his career, he's won the cups. He's done.
Yeah, so I guess
everything.
what would he go to do? He's not like he's cup chasing.
And you don't want like what's a couple extra million to him. So,
Right.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, I guess I could see him being somebody who surprise retires early,
Maybe.
kind of like a Bergeron, like could have clearly stayed for 4 more years if he wanted to, but just like, I'm done.
It's also funny because he seems like a very injury-prone guy, but if you look at like his injuries, they're all like these fluke, crazy incidents. Like remember against the Bruins, he got pushed into the goalpost and shattered his like shin
Oh.
on the goalpost.
Yeah.
Like
Ow.
it's not like he had like a recurring like
A knee thing or a back thing. Yeah.
It's just like he's all because of these freak accidents. Like he's just unlucky.
Yeah,
like, he's a pretty healthy guy.
I remember hearing that like before I was really into hockey, like because a friend of a friend, somebody who was also into hockey is a Lightning fan, and I'd heard discussions about like the injury unluck or I guess or bad luck of Stamkos and like that before that they had won the cup, so everybody kind of like felt for him because it's like like clearly they've had good teams, and they just haven't been able to get it done, and Stamkos has been out. He was even injured in that 2020 cup run where he only played in that one game, scored a goal, and then like he played like 4 minutes and like still scored a goal. So yeah, I don't think anybody can say that it wasn't for lack of trying to get out there.
Yeah.
So
the guy wants to play hockey.
Yeah,
that's very clear.
I think
Or at least did.
I think we'll see. As far as what's gonna happen at the off season, but yeah, I'm pretty sure he's not gonna get moved, and we'll see if even if they miss the playoffs, maybe they think of moving elsewhere to try to stay competitive again, or maybe they just talk him into signing for a little bit less money. Who knows? But I think it's a smart move by Brisebois to not just rush into something, because that's what some of these GMs do is they're like, oh well, we've had so much success with this guy, let's just even though he's old or older, let's just sign him to a bunch of money, and then could cause problems down the road.
Yeah, I think it'll be interesting to see looking forward what age this generation of stars in the NHL are retiring versus like previous generations, because I think you've seen it in football. I don't know, you've probably seen it. The players are retiring a lot earlier, and like Luke Kuechly, I think it was a notable one, right?
Yeah.
Linebacker for Carolina that like maybe made it to 30 and then it was just like, I'm done.
He was like 28.
This isn't good for me anymore. Yeah, like super young. Like I've made millions of dollars. I'm done hurting my body. So it'd be interesting to see. I mean, obviously hockey a different sport, right? Different like penalty on your body for playing. Still hard, right? And a lot of players play hard physical minutes, but that's the game's moving away from that into a faster, more agile game. So you can stick around maybe for longer without just getting punished as an old man. But
and fitness is only increasing.
Right, but like at one point,
I have a dietitian now.
Do these guys call it a career, right? And be like, it's like I'm having fun, but and to me, it's a guy who already has rings, like Bergeron, like Stamkos, like these older guys that are like Patty Kane, like hang him up, Patty, like you're done, you're hurt again.
Oh, well.
You got hurt again.
Not a hip thing though.
Oh, okay.
That's good.
Old people have all. It's good. It's good. I don't want this man to actually be hurt, right? Like I don't. I mean, other than he's, I think, a very bad person. I mean, it's just like,
He knew, right? Yeah. Everybody knew. In the locker room,
Well, yeah. Oh no, but I'm also talking about his other allegations from before.
Yeah.
Other stuff.
Yeah.
You can read up on it later. Patrick Kane.
I don't.
16-year-old.
I told you he was going to be on the cover of NHL 16 with him and Taves lifting the cup, and then the allegations came out, so it was just Taves.
It was just Taves, yeah.
Hmm.
Some sort of sexual misconduct of some sort. Who knows?
Anyways,
because I don't know if it was ever settled in court. But yeah, He's another, I think, one of those guys where, and like Wheeler as well. I mean, but I guess Wheeler's doing well over in New York. Um, I got it. Those guys, but Wheeler doesn't have a ring. I don't know. I'd like to see
It would be
where
pretty funny
these.
if the Jets won the cup this year when they moved
Oh my
on from
God!
their
Right?
captain.
They lose. They're like,
Blake's
"Hey, bye."
Blake's looking
Former
on.
Boston
He's
Bruin
like,
Blake Wheeler.
really?
They beat the Rangers for the cup
I know. Yeah, that would be pretty funny.
for Winnipeg.
Oh yeah,
Not
I
for
mean it would be
Blake.
devastating for Rangers fans and obviously Wheeler.
Yeah.
What cupless player in the league do you want to see win the cup the most?
Tim Stützle.
You
got,
can't
like-
say someone
Well,
on
you
your
know-
team.
You know,
Damn.
I forget what guy does this. Like
Oh,
old
Carl.
guys without a cup, they make the list every year of like who you want, like out of
Old guy cups, yeah.
who do you want the most to win? Like it was like Lundqvist for the longest time.
Yeah.
Pavelski.
I would hate to see the Penguins win, but I
Strong
want to see Carlson win a cup. I think that'd be cool. He was my first favorite hockey player.
I want to see Goudreau win one in Columbus once they get
well,
Max
I mean,
and
I would
Pellegrini.
love Columbus to win too.
That would be awesome.
It's not gonna happen. But I don't know. I guess thinking about, I mean, right now, I think the very clear answer that all of us would say is McDavid. Yeah, I think that's the obvious answer. I want to see McDavid win a cup because
Oh,
I want to
You
see
got
him,
time.
win all of the games to get to that point.
I mean, if we're
'Cause
just
he's
talking
amazing.
about like old players, I wouldn't say him though.
Well, right.
Yeah.
I'm saying I'm
I
thinking
didn't
cupless
initially
players.
say old guys, but yeah, like I feel like young guys, you're like they still have time. Like there's still hope for them, but like
McDavid's not that young. He's already 26, 27.
yeah.
He just had his
This is in
birthday.
January. Yeah, he's 27. Oh my
I was
God.
just watching that.
Ottawa just almost scored. It's 2-2 with 5 minutes left in the
They're a
third.
goaltender, tend the goal.
She decided not to.
Yeah, I mean, I would also say I would love to see McDavid win the cup at some point. I don't care if it's
So I
with
guess,
Edmonton or not.
Darnell Nurse is my old guy I want to see.
Really?
Because that means McDavid wins.
Not necessarily.
Well, sure. I guess this year. I don't care about Darnell Nurse.
Yeah,
Seems like a great guy.
maybe. I don't know him, but
I've never met him.
me either. Yeah, I would say him. Yeah, there were some names that have recently been crossed off. Like I would have said McKinnon, even though I don't like the Avs. Like obviously McKinnon totally
And
deserves it.
Ovi, obviously, was on
Ovi,
that list for
yeah.
a long time.
Brent Burns.
Yeah, definitely some of the
Burnsy,
Sharks like Pavelski and Burns. Obviously Patrick Marleau is retired now. He never won. Either.
Yeah, Thornton too, right? Thornton didn't win a cup.
Yeah, Thornton didn't win either. I think he's officially retired. I can't remember.
I think he's officially
if he
retired.
announced.
Giordano still playing this year?
Yeah,
Gio?
he's with the Leafs.
I knew he was on the Leafs, but I wasn't sure if he
Oh,
was
yeah.
like on the Leafs.
I
or
don't
not
wanna see
on the
Gio win a
Leafs
He's
kind of
been.
thing.
I think he's been out with some injuries a little bit, but he has played. But he's 40, so yeah, he's probably the oldest player in the league right now.
If he's
Also, I want to see
playing
Nick
right
Foligno win the
Yeah.
cup.
Nick Foligno,
Yeah.
looking tough.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
he's
he
pretty
was-
committed to that Chicago rebuild.
He
Gets
just
re-signed.
signed a 2 by $4.5 million extension to stick
you mean?
around.
Eat that money while they make it to the cap, Nick. Like,
Yeah,
they got to pay somebody. Might as well be you.
they're just looking for bodies.
Right? People to play hockey. It helps that you can, hope their hockey players get better, but also, yeah, be there.
Play.
Play.
I'm surprised you didn't mention Claude Giroux, Owen.
Well, you said I can't pick Senators.
Well, Brendan said that. I didn't say that.
I did say that, but
Brendan makes the rules.
well,
But, I mean, obviously, Claude Giroux lifting the cup would be insane. In Ottawa, yeah. Like, hometown
Zuccarello,
guy.
Zach Parise, they don't have one. Cups.
Or, yeah, I guess Chris Kreider.
He doesn't need one.
he doesn't need one. Yeah. Yeah, I'm trying to think if there's anybody else who's really been around.
Oh,
for a
no, I was
while.
going to say Kopitar, but, yeah, no, he won a cup.
Also,
Kopitar.
Sean Gentili that does it, or is it the other Sean? Is it
Doty?
Sean Gentili? I don't know.
Sean
What's
Doty.
No, Down Goes Brown on the Athletic. What's his last name?
I
It is
don't
Sean
know.
I don't know what you're
Gentili.
talking about. Is that what the guy
Pause.
who does that?
Yeah.
Who does that? Like
No, it's not
who's he?
Gentile.
What's it?
That's gonna bug me. John McIndoe.
Oh yeah,
Yep.
yeah, yeah. You mentioned
That
him
guy.
before.
Yeah, 'cause he's on Puck Soup.
Hmm.
You're looking for his list.
Well, I don't have the Athletic subscription, so.
Oh, okay.
That's funny how Sam, the newest person to hockey, has the athletic
He
subscription.
loves
I
his
don't think he uses it for any
subscriptions.
other sport. He
Sam
does
loves spending
apparently.
money.
He's making it. He's making it. So whatever, dude.
And
I'll
it's
happily
like
receive your athletic screenshots.
it's only $12 a year. Like I could probably pay for it, but like I
Yeah.
don't know. I just don't. I just have
It's hard to
never
justify.
decided to pull the trigger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I just don't. I just don't.
I could see you doing it, Brendan. You have so much time at your hands, seemingly.
I spend a lot of time looking at hockey stuff, so I can see how you would get that
Right?
impression.
Right. So I guess, and so this would just be more looking at hockey stuff.
Yeah, which I probably don't need.
Well, it'll be the
Fair.
same amount of time, just different material.
Yeah, you just look at better hockey
Less
stuff.
Twitter, more
We
Or
could
athletic.
Ian
subscribe
Mendes.
to the Elite Prospects thing, get all that fun data.
I feel like I'm just like terrible at prospect stuff. Like I just don't have very much motivation to look into prospects like
There's
ahead
so
of the
many
draft.
more of them. Yeah.
Every
Yeah.
year
It's
they'll
crazy.
write Elite Prospects. They'll make like 1,000-page like sheet where it's like a couple pages on every prospect in the draft.
It's crazy.
Yeah. That's insane.
Yeah.
Good on them though, and it's nice to be informed.
And yeah,
Right.
if you're just looking for one person, like who your team just drafted, you can scroll and there's still like at least a page on them, even if it's like a 4th-round pick.
Yeah.
That's neat.
Yeah, that is cool after the fact, but like yeah, I definitely don't do much of any pre-draft scouting myself. Like
Oh.
I look at a couple things like,
You also
Fring-
haven't had very high
first
draft
round
picks.
stuff, but well, I'm just curious for the league in general, not necessarily Vegas, but
But I feel like as somebody who has had a lottery team for 6 years in a row now or whatever,
womp womp.
I know what it's like to be drafting high in the draft, and it's exciting. I mean, you look into like the whole top 10 because you don't know where you're gonna land, and then you find your spots, and then you look into the like who you think you might be able to get your spot for different depending on who takes what. I don't know. I did a lot of looking at players like juniors players the last couple of years. It's hard to really get stoked about anything else about the team. So draft picks,
Might as
they're
well get
fun.
excited about something.
They haven't disappointed me yet.
Yeah.
For that one, you're gonna lose.
Yeah. I've heard that New Jersey had a similar punishment on them before, and they just waited till the last year and then complained to the league, and the league changed it from losing their first round pick to giving them the last first round pick in the draft that year. So we could just wait till 2026 and complain and see if we can do that.
Also,
I don't think they're
you
giving
guys
away
only
this
have
year's.
you only have 2 more games without Shane Pinto.
That is honestly one of the few things that is making me look forward to Sens hockey, because there's not a whole lot that's bringing me to the TV every other night to watch Sens hockey these days. It's pretty abysmal. Like I didn't watch the game against the Sharks thinking we would lose, and we won, of course. And so I go back to watch against the Avs, and we get smoked after being up 4-2. I mean, there was realistically no chance we beat the Avs. Sorry, not gonna happen.
But they gave you hope, which they shouldn't have.
Justus Anunen in net, making his debut for the year. But yeah, it's just hard these days. Not a lot of love and happiness in Sensland. There's talk of Jacob Chikrin leaving. There's talk of shipping out Josh Norris, targeting Uyghur. I think if we can get Uyghur and who's that? They got a center over there, Lindholm. Somebody threw up a mock trade of Uyghur and Lindholm for Norris, Shabbat, and a first, or Norris, Chikrin, and a first. I think.
I was gonna say Shabbat, like that doesn't seem like a good trade to me, but maybe Chikrin, yeah.
I mean, something needs to change.
I know
in
you've
Sensland.
soured a bit on Shabbat
A
recently.
bit. He's also been playing injured, and I definitely have more allegiance to Shabbat than I do Jacob Chikrin. He came in hot and sure can play offensively, but his defensive lapses are atrocious. Like handing the other team the puck as the last defender back and then comically falling on the ice bad.
Oh, speaking of which, did you guys see T.J. Brody? It was like I can't remember which Leafs game it was, but it was a power play for the other team, and so Brody was like defending, and the puck like goes by him, but rather than like stop it, he lifts his skate to like let the puck go through, and then they immediately like converted off of that.
I think it was against the Panthers, if I remember correctly. I could be wrong.
I'm trying to think of which team I
was a
remember
red
watching.
team.
There was like a team. I'm like, yep, that makes sense. They can definitely capitalize from that.
Or maybe it was the Oilers?
Yeah, I was thinking it was the one, but they just played the Oilers, so
Right.
I don't think it was them.
I don't think it was that. Well, whoever it was, yeah, I saw how he very clearly like moved his foot out of the way.
Like, what
and
are
then
you
they just,
doing?
Dink dunk scored.
Like, you can't.
You
do
know,
that.
I think it was the Avs. That Avs game.
Yes,
recently.
it was the Avs game, and that got them back into it because they were up 3-0. Yeah,
Yeah.
you're right. It was the Maroons.
Because the Avs
not
just
the
came
Reds.
through and did Montreal, Toronto, Ottawa.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I don't know how you can call yourself a defenseman and then do that. Like, you're on
Just
the
literally
PK.
not defend the puck.
I just can't fathom the decision making there. Just a brain fart, I guess. But
I guess
you can't.
I mean, it's
be
like when
happy
Line
with
fired it
that.
into his own net. We're about to get a no for our first
I'm watching
question.
it. Yeah.
We got
I was
20
hoping
seconds
for a
left in the
yes
Ottawa game.
because I'm looking at the other two. All the hockey games are 2-2. This is 2-2. The Red Wings game is 2-2. Oh, Canadians just scored 3-2. Hoping for some empty netters in those games. But
So they're not
Gifford
one
said
goal
a one
difference.
goal, and I said a no to that question.
So
So
this just in hat tricks. Dean and Gifford are winning, and everyone else is trying to catch up.
Gifford's up by 2. This is the first night in forever we have different answers. And the first question was basically if the PWHL Ottawa team would win in regulation, which in 10 seconds from now we'll know, but it's looking like it's going to overtime. And then the second question was, will one of the two games tonight be a one-goal game? And they were both just tied 2-2, but now it's 3-2 Canadians with 4 minutes left, and 2-2 in the Wings game with 6 minutes left. And the last question, which we all picked wingers for, was more wingers or defensemen score goals.
Score or get points.
Good point.
Could have been.
Which, like-
could have been a big center heavy night, I suppose. But
Yeah.
Right.
But
But like, there's just so many wingers.
I know. I couldn't get behind it.
8 wingers on each team versus 6D. Like, I don't know. There's
Hoping for some empty net goals here. Cause
No,
This is the way math works.
no empty net goals, please. 1-goal game. I don't care which game it is. Just
Well,
some.
the Red
Wait,
Wings
where did
game
you
might
get
go to
that?
overtime.
Game went 3-2. I still have 2-2.
Maybe
There's
the
3:43 left in the Canadians game.
maybe the goal got disallowed.
Oh, I'm at 3:57 left. ESPN's behind. Because I'm still boycotting the NHL app.
I use both, depending what I'm looking for.
I want a clean PWHL app. I also don't have them in my calendar.
Yeah,
So I just try and-
I'm surprised they don't have an app yet. I actually asked that in the YouTube chat of one of the episodes. Oh my gosh, one of the broadcasts.
3, Minnesota.
Because I'm watching it on YouTube. It's it's an
Did you
episode.
hear about
Yeah.
how ESPN Plus they were gonna stop doing? Right now they save the episodes. Save the
past
games all the way
broadcasts.
to the start of the season, but they started deleting them after 30 days, and people complained, and then they said it was a glitch, even though someone who reported it said they reached out to support, and they said that it was a new change. But again,
Right.
everyone complained, so now they're like, "Oh, we fixed it. Sorry."
Oh, they
Sorry,
did
this
revert
bug
it.
happened.
They were making a joke about it on Puck Soup, how there's people who way more people complain about this than what people what you would have thought. It's there's someone who's
How many
a
people
fan
are
of
watching?
Winnipeg that binge watches, and they're like, don't spoil it. I'm only in November. I have
Right.
all these games to
Catch up on the season afterwards.
Yeah, I gotta catch up on the season. You're so busy. You're a huge fan, but you're so busy that you can't months
Actually
behind
watch
and
it,
watch all
yeah.
the games.
I
Wow.
think for the average fan, it shouldn't affect you at all. There have been I'm sure for reporters and things as far as scouting and trying to just get clips from previous broadcasts, especially stuff that has to do with the broadcast but not part of the on ice product, just weird shots of people in the stands and things. Like he just remembers something. Like I'm thinking about when I watched or looked back
A hat.
like a year later at that hat that I saw at
Yep.
that Halloween game.
Yep.
Which that was when NHL TV was available to American viewers, which it's no longer the case. So that was on NHL TV, and I was able to go back to the broadcast like a year later, and
Find the hat.
and found that picture, which I still haven't gotten an answer on any retailer where I can buy it. But yeah, that was a pretty niche thing. I don't think many people are scrubbing back through broadcasts that old. But it's just like an archiving, like a preservation thing. A lot of people are very keen on that. Like, yeah, I'd like to have some sort of preservation for these broadcasts because it's media and it means something, even if it's not really that significant as far as how the sport is going right now. Like,
Still a time capsule.
Just as media, as capturing a moment in or an era in time, it's pretty valuable.
I just like how, like, the other night I had to go to my hockey game before the Bruins game ended, so I just like closed my laptop, came back after, opened it, and it was right where I was, so I could like see the overtime goal or whatever. Like, other than the same day or the next day, it's like But it's just nice to have like the on-demand option to like pause and rewind. Like if you see something and it's like, oh, I want to like send a Snapchat of this or whatever, I can just go back 10 seconds.
That's definitely a useful feature too. But again, you're probably not doing that a month out either.
Right. Oh, I saw an awesome meme for this game I saw a month ago. Let me go back and...
Hey, you never know.
Overtime is entertaining, Brendan.
Oh yeah, a lot of chances.
3-on-3, yeah, they're going back and forth.
55 seconds left in the Canadians game. Oh, never mind. It just went up to 1:05. I don't know why, but 3-2.
Did you say 60?
He said 65 seconds. That is a minute 5.
You said a minute 5.
I thought I said 55, but...
Oh, I heard 65.
Yeah, I was like, those are the same.
90 seconds. Nope, minute and a half now.
Yeah.
Let's go Ottawa. Don't make me sad. The other team does that.
Did you guys?
Zegers is out 6 to 8 weeks.
Yeah. So yeah, Bedard and Zegers, who both scored the Michigan goals, they both get injured. They're both out 6 to 8 weeks. Bedard with the jaw,
all over the league.
And apparently he was actually trying to practice today. Like I know, something just happened.
That was a crazy ricochet. Like not even an intentional shot, I don't think. Oh.
Anywho,
that was crazy.
You still got a point.
Off a foot into the top corner. Damn. That puts us at 1-0, 2-0.
Damn, that's tough.
Final is 3-2 Canadians.
Yeah.
Hey, within one.
Go defenders, score goals, get points.
Oh my gosh.
Well, I mean, you already can see who has scored goals, dude. You know defenders have not been scoring goals.
Well, it's points. Maybe they all got assists on center goals.
Maybe.
Well, that was a crazy deflection.
Maybe. Isn't that a crazy deflection? Oh, it goes off the blade of the defenseman's stick, off the heel of the blade, and up over the goalie's near side shoulder. Just like that.
Damn.
Crazy. I saw a PWHL press announcement. Apparently last night in Centre Bell, they didn't shake hands after the game, but they're supposed to after every PWHL game, which they're now doing. But they wanted to apologize to the fans for making a mistake and not having a mistake in communication, not having the players shake hands after the game.
Also, question 2 says, will either NHL game be decided by one? But if both is different than either.
Dean's looking for that XOR answer.
Well, hopefully it doesn't come to that.
No, we can't let Dean be this pedantic and still win.
Yeah, but
between me and Gifford,
Sam is gonna be all on that though. Like he'll totally grant that to Dean because like that's right up his alley.
Just being pedantic for the sake of
I'm
it.
gonna say right now.
So Ziegler's out. Tough.
Ziegler's out.
His name has been like in trade rumors a little bit.
Yeah.
But I don't really know if there's a ton of smoke behind that, or fire behind the smoke, I guess. But yeah, either way, he's out. Another tough blow for Anaheim, who's already still having a bad year. They've just been terrible. So that's tough.
Yep.
And then this happened a little bit ago, but Gibson, Kochetkov, and Forsberg, 3 different goaltenders, all injured on the same night.
Yeah.
Obviously Forsberg as a Sens goalie, so Owen knows about that. But yeah, tough. Gibson being out, I mean, that's just another tough blow for Anaheim. They are struggling right now.
Yeah. Yeah. Losing Forsberg's not great. We pay him a lot of money. But I mean, he wasn't doing very well, so I'm not really that upset.
Yeah, ultimately it's probably a positive.
Like, he was
for
playing pretty poorly
for the rest of the year. Yeah.
Oh well.
And I think a Merzlikins trade is coming pretty soon. Maybe.
Really?
He at first said that they were just looking to get sort of a new scenario for him, but he hadn't officially requested a trade. But now he's come out and said after he literally won in the shootout against the Canucks, and then in like the post game interview,
press after, yeah.
he said that he had requested a trade.
Yeah, I saw that.
He likes Columbus and stuff, but I think it's time for something new. We'll see. He hasn't really been very good, as of late. So we'll see how many teams are clamoring for his services, but he's been there for a little bit, and yeah, it just hasn't been working as of late, and they need to make some sort of change. So we'll see what comes of that. Of course, the news will probably drop tomorrow or Friday or whatever, but I figure we'll throw it in there, and then we can come back to it next week.
The news will drop in 30 minutes after we hit end on the recording. That's how it goes. I mean, I would take Merzlikins and Corpy back in the tandem. That'd be cool.
Yeah, that would be pretty funny.
I mean, honestly, I like Sogi, and I want to see how Sogi does. He's a big guy. He needs, give him 10 games this year and see what happens. But I mean, like I said earlier, I don't really know what to do with this team anymore. I'm watching some games, but it's tough.
Agreed. I wish I had more to say.
How many Sens games have you watched?
How many Sens games? I've checked in on some overtime games probably.
Did you watch the one where we played the Knights?
Did we play you guys already this year? I can't remember.
Yeah, we lost.
That was right before we fired That's right before we fired DJ.
Oh yeah, I feel like I did watch.
It was
the
game before, or we watched? No, we fired him the game after Arizona.
Yeah.
Man, so many fun moments in this Sens season. From firing our GM to firing our coach.
Hey, you get Pinto back.
Why did we lose him?
It wouldn't have made a difference.
No, definitely not.
No, but I mean, it would have. I mean, not a huge one, not a significant one, but
if he's if him as a player
one more win,
five games above replacement or whatever, which would be an absurd number. That's still not helping you much.
Yeah, right. And that's that's the same notion of you pick up McDavid and you drop him on our team. We're not gonna go on a steamroll until we win. Make playoffs, right? It's just not how the game of hockey works.
Maybe with Draisaitl, maybe.
Yeah, right. McDavid and Draisaitl. But don't give us their goalies. We already have those problems. Yeah. We don't need Stuart Skinner.
He's picked it up a little bit lately, but yeah, Jack Campbell is still not with the team, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
His NHL days might be over. Honestly, I don't know. We'll see if he like finds a way back in. But yeah,
He got his payday though.
yeah, he got his payday when he was still good, and
Right.
then I mean he had like a decent. I feel like he wasn't that bad last year, um, but and then like playoffs he wasn't very good.
Yeah.
And then yeah, this year, different story. Pretty terrible.
Pretty straight up. Not great. Throughout most of his time this year. Which I mean, the Oilers, have just been struggling for goaltending starting off, but coming back hard and just like deciding not to lose hockey games, which they're the type of team to do that. To just kind of like the Avs, I feel like are a team that they're like, yeah, I don't want to lose. Watching Rantanen score goals, like, who gets to tell that guy no? He's massive, and seemingly just scores at will.
They're kind of depleted right now, but they were pretty. I think they were beat up pretty, or even worse last year, and they still
The Avs.
made it into the playoffs. So
Landeskog's back in the like locker room and stuff.
yeah, I saw he
Yeah.
was like skating, I think, or maybe he was on the ice for something. Which I don't think he was even expected to be back for the regular season this year. So that's good
He
news.
still might not be, but
Yeah,
at
but
least he's back, which is good. Good to see.
good to just have your captain with the team in any capacity. You know, it
Yeah.
matters. So things might be coming around for the Avs. They're like doing okay right now, but yeah, obviously they're not where they want to be, which is first in the West, first in the Central. So it's all Winnipeg right now.
Yeah.
It always
Western
comes back to
Canadian
Winnipeg.
teams.
Yeah, yeah, which is really except for Calgary. They're okay. They're probably not going to make the playoffs.
Yeah.
But they beat
That was
Vegas
tight.
recently, so I guess I can't say much.
Do you guys think the chances are that a Canadian team makes it to the finals in the West?
So basically, Vancouver, Winnipeg,
Or Edmonton.
Edmonton.
Probably not Calgary. They're probably not
I
making it.
give it a 3 out of 8 chance.
I
That's
mean, I
my
guess that's,
that's the percentage I'll give.
I mean, Edmonton's not even a playoff team right now, so it's higher than just going with
Right,
the
but I'll give
statistics.
Edmonton a playoff spot.
Yeah.
I would say all three of them will make it in, and I don't know. Yeah, I wouldn't say anything above 50% chance, but I also wouldn't say below 10.
Seems reasonable.
3 and 8. 8 is
37 and a half.
12.5%, right? Yeah, I was
37
trying
and
to
a
do the
half
math there.
percent. Yeah. I don't know. It's so tough because like you never really know until they prove themselves, and then you're like, okay, yeah, these guys are for real. Um, I mean, it really does feel like there's something different about Winnipeg, and Vancouver just keeps finding ways to win and get points anyways. So, I don't know. I'd say like 25% chance. Oilers are in there too, obviously in the mix. They're not in a wild card spot right now or in a playoff spot, but I
Yeah.
do have a hard time at this stage seeing them not get in some capacity.
We could have an all-Canadian Western Conference finals.
Sure.
Could.
Vancouver, Winnipeg. That'd be sick.
What do you think the chances are of a Canadian team in the East making it out of the first round?
0. 0% chance.
Yeah.
It's not gonna
Leafs
happen.
don't make the playoffs.
No, Leafs don't make the playoffs. Canadians don't make the playoffs, and we sure as shit don't make the playoffs. So I'd say there's 0% chance of any Canadian teams making it out of the East, first round of the East.
I don't think I'd say 0, but I I don't know if I'd give them a lot. I don't know. They just seem like the same old Leafs again, where they're not
Can't even win in regulation now.
doing what they need to in order to win.
They were a regular season team, right? Now they're not even that.
Yeah,
Maybe that means they're a playoff team. They'll be like Tampa, where they squeak into the playoffs
Maybe.
and roll.
wild card spot. I feel like it's probably been a while since they've been a wild card spot.
Yeah, it's not a
Or
President's
wildcard
Trophy.
team.
They're
Fair.
gonna play the Bruins in the first round.
Yeah, yeah.
Right, yeah, absolutely fucking smoked.
But I feel like that's gonna be the year they win the cup. The year they beat the Bruins in the first round.
Sure. Yeah. Although we were the last team to beat them in the playoffs. I think. Or no, we were the last team they beat in the
What?
second round?
I was like, wait a minute, they just got beat last year.
No, there was some stat I read at
Florida.
some point. We were the last
I'm scared to
maybe-
play Toronto because I don't want to like ruin our streak we have.
Or maybe we were the last team that
Ooh,
they
Breaking-
beat on their way to the cup? Breaking
breaking
news.
hat trick news. Wings
Oh.
and D-men tied with 8, so it goes to the D-men.
It's over?
Because no,
Wings
well,
and D-men are tied at 8? That's
doesn't matter.
ridiculous.
let's
Both
go.
teams are over? Damn.
That's
3-2 and
great, because
3-2.
Otherwise, it would have been Brendan, Sam, and Gifford with hat trick.
Oh, come on.
Me.
Whatever.
You
Crazy.
said you thought about putting defensemen.
Not enough to put it.
I would
Yeah,
have.
that's
You
pretty
could ask me
crazy.
that question 10 times. I would not put defenseman. Doesn't matter what night. I don't know. Just
Like
winger.
two games, yeah, I guess there's a chance. If it was just forwards in general, I never would say. I would
Well,
never
right.
say defenseman. but
Odds of
yeah.
12-6. It's tough.
I guess wingers. You never know.
Yeah.
I don't really feel like talking about the rest of this stuff, so maybe we'll just save it for another time.
I do want to talk about the 6-on-3 thing because I just thought
Oh,
it was
okay. Did you see
so
this?
was,
I didn't know anything about that.
here you go. I'm just gonna put it in the Google Doc right below it. Oh, that's a big link.
That's a big link.
So
It's also not blue.
no, you're gonna have to copy and paste.
I might have to.
Can't you just there you go. I just blued it for you.
Thanks.
So the comments is AHL, right?
Yeah, the Utica Comets, who are the Devils AHL affiliate, played the Syracuse Crunch, the Lightning affiliate.
And Syracuse had a power play, so they pulled their goalie in the first period because, well, it was a 5-on-3 power play, so they pulled their goalie to make it 6-on-3,
Sure.
which I understand, like, they only have 3 guys, but it just seems so risky. Like, I don't think anyone in the NHL would do it. Like, I guess, like, why do you need to be that, like, high risk, high reward? But basically, it's 6-on-3, they give the puck away, this guy backhands it from, like, right in front of his own goalie, dead center.
It was also
other
the
thing-
Comets' third shot on goal in the game.
Mm.
Because I'm watching it right now.
Yeah.
Third shot, second goal. So the goalie only had a 50% save percentage before he left.
Oh no, it wasn't this one. It was the I guess we're gonna talk about the other thing too. I don't know if you have anything else on this, but if not, I'm gonna jump right to the goal you showed for the All-Star game.
Oh yeah.
But the thing that I want to talk about was why are the blue lines green?
Where? Why are the blue lines green?
Look, this
New link.
that link.
Sorry.
That link's been there. Old link. So this was during the All-Star game. This guy picked up the puck kind of like you would for Michigan on a breakaway, and like baked it in the air backhand and went back forehand, or is he a righty? No, he's a lefty. So he twirled it, and it was, I don't know, it was a cool goal. But yeah,
That was
the thing
ridiculous. And it's green because the pipes are green because it's the Savannah Ghost Pirates.
Yeah, that's kind of what I
I
was
don't like
thinking.
And they're black and neon green as their colors, I think.
goalposts and the blue lines shouldn't be different colors.
It's ECHL, Dean. Come on.
I don't like it. What are you gonna do? Make the creases green next?
Yeah, it's Big Kid Beer League. The circles around the dots are green. Like the
True.
face-off dots.
Yeah. Make the whole ice green or whatever.
Just fill the water with algae.
Green ice.
Ugh.
Well, the ice is actually clear. They paint the
I
the
know.
white part. I wonder if I
I
blew
feel like
any minds.
when
in
every
the-
hockey fan learns that,
Yeah.
they're all like their minds blown. Like what?
What do you
You know,
mean?
it's only like an inch thick too.
Yeah.
It's not like feet of ice down there.
I know it does seem. It's like, oh my god, there must be so much ice. Like, how do they
They're
get
so
all
close
that?
to the water underneath.
How do
they
they
might
get all
break
that ice in
through.
there? That's crazy.
It must be so heavy.
Yeah, so I thought that 6-on-3 goal was just like so stupid. Or 3-on-6, like
Why would you pull
why
the
would you
goalie?
do that? I don't know. I don't
To
think
lose the
they'll
You're already
ever
up by
do
your
that again.
goal. You're already winning.
Yeah.
Hit your 5-on-3.
Just poor management.
Maybe they were like, well, normally when we have 5-on-3s, they don't even clear the puck, so let's just
Right,
try
they never
it.
even touched the puck. We just cycled it. Well, I imagine maybe then just cycle it for a little bit before you pull the goalie. Don't do it off a face-off.
Or maybe they clear the puck, but they don't go for the net because there's a goalie in the net normally. Like, hey,
Right.
they haven't hit the net before when they clear it, so why don't we just...
Yeah.
Crazy.
Maybe because they didn't want to bother.
It's
throwing it
what
on
is
net.
that? Is that paradox or something?
I
Is
was
the
just thinking that, or
survivorship,
like,
the planes.
the planes are coming back with
Yeah,
all these
with the bullet holes.
bullet holes on the wings, so
They're
they
like,
made the
oh, let's
wings stronger,
reinforce
and then
those parts.
less came back, but it was because whenever the fuselage got shot, they just didn't
The
come
planes
back.
didn't come back.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the planes that come back,
Yeah,
you
I
know
paid
what
attention in history
you can
class a
get
little
shot
bit.
and deal with. Yeah. Dean's seen that meme before. Brendan has no clue what we're talking about.
I think I get the gist of it, but I had not heard that before.
Yeah.
It's just like a
It was like World War
picture.
II.
I don't know. Yeah. Basically, if a plane can make it
Anyway.
back to base, it didn't get shot that bad.
Well, where it did get shot wasn't critical damage.
Right. And that correlates to something we talked about with hockey.
Yeah. Or something.
Or something.
Yeah, the rest of the stuff is like, we don't need to talk about unless anyone wants to talk about.
Dean and I were talking about Tyler Ennis before the podcast started. I tried to make him guess how many games he played for each team, and he couldn't figure it out. Brendan, I'm going to try with you now. Dean, don't give it away. He's played for 5 teams.
Well, I saw the image beforehand, but I don't remember if I know all of the numbers.
You don't remember all the numbers?
Off the top of my head. I know
Okay.
he played for Buffalo with the most.
Buffalo, how many games for Buffalo?
It was 400 something. I think 400.
Can you get it within 5 or 10? Let's call it within 10 of either side.
412.
419.
Oh,
Good stuff.
okay.
Okay, what about Minnesota, the Mild?
That was like 42.
73.
73. Okay.
The Leafs?
That was 42, maybe. No. Oh, yes. Let's go with that.
51.
Okay.
So within 10. Good enough. Oilers.
This one was like 30, I think.
39. Good memory on you. And last one, your Ottawa Senators.
I want to say 114 or 15. I'll go 14.
This man's got a camera for a brain. It's 118. That's close enough.
Wow. 700
Not
total.
quite.
I know that.
Yeah.
I guess I could have thought a little bit harder, but whatever.
Dean did some hard math to figure out his last answer and got pretty good, but there are some wild guesses along the way. It's tough with spending so little time on a few teams and then so much time with a couple.
Yeah.
I
And
guess
also,
mostly-
I wouldn't have been even close if I hadn't seen the graphic.
Just looked at the graphic.
Yeah, I wouldn't have known. But yeah, he officially retires. Good for him. I didn't really follow him too closely, but 700 games is nothing to shake a leaf at or whatever. That's pretty good.
That's a lot of that's a lot of hockey games.
That probably beats out, a lot of NHL players for number of games played. So good on him.
Yeah.
Good serviceable player. Probably had some pretty solid years in Buffalo. So we wish him the best in retirement, and we hope to have him on next week.
Yeah. We'll get right on that, talking to his people, and we'll see what we can get done.
Well, I think we'll wrap it up there. But I appreciate you guys hopping on, and just do a quick little PSA for those watching. Please, subscribe if you haven't already. Follow us on our social media platforms or Spotify,
Yes.
what have you.
Call our phone number.
Call the phone line,
phone
please.
number.
We've got it in the description. Should be in the description of both the YouTube and Spotify.
He needs
uploads.
friends. He'll answer the
And I'll
phone
just
if you
say
call.
it too for people who are listening and don't want to would rather write down a number based off what they hear rather than
Yeah,
go
yeah.
into the description.
We're 2 hours in. Write it down. Get that pen ready.
720. Get your pen and paper.
It's 720.
507
Wait. 720.
5496. 720
One more time for us.
507 5496.
507 5496. Love it.
You can memorize it, Owen. Just start
No.
yelling it down the street.
Ah! Just start spray painting it on things all over
You meet
town.
people at the bars, just like give them that number.
What's up? They're trying to text it. I'm
That's
old
fine.
school. Call me.
On the air.
Do we
We'll read
do we have
text
that
live on the air.
capability?
Yeah, it's a normal phone number.
Oh,
We're
good.
Do
not
we
gonna find any
do we have the
text either.
technology to receive
Yeah, text
messages?
us too.
Fax
Send
us.
me-
Snapchat us. Yeah. Send us your faxes. Send us your taxes. You know, send us anything.
We
We are not
appreciate
H&R Block.
we appreciate your support, and we hope to hear from you real soon.
Shout out to Brendan's dad.
Thanks, Jim.
Yeah, my dad was supposed to be on this week, and we had some technical difficulties. We'll probably see him in the outtake here. Hopefully we have him on next week, maybe in a different capacity where he just comes here instead. Because
Makes it a little easier.
didn't seem like his laptop could handle it.
Not 4 people talking and chatting. Oh well.
Thanks, Dad. Catch you guys next time.
Yeah.
Bye.
See what's going
The audio is like lagging really bad for us.